Alright, what's good, guys? This is gonna be part 3 out of probably part 4. So in this video, I'm gonna go over the three new things that I have added, and those 3 things I have based off of your guys' comments. So I think this is gonna be a good video for you guys, or at least the ones that enjoy these ones. Anyways, so there's gonna be a new bottle that I have made, and the link is gonna be in the description. And so you want to go get that. It's going to be ZTK Extras, because that's Tycoons Extras. Alright, so let's check this out right here. Alright, so yeah, this might look like your regular dropper, upgrader. And what we got is this is going to be a mesh weapon giver. And these two are actually, they're different from the regular ones, because, alright, yeah, you guys have guessed it. This is the mesh dropper. You can finally drop swords, guns that have all mesh in them. And yeah, this is the mesh upgrader. This is going to be good for, say you have Sword Factory Tycoon, for example. You have a regular brick that spawns, right here. It goes on the conveyor, goes through it. You can make this like an oven or something. It gets processed into a sword. You can make another one, and then that gets processed into a different sword. And yeah, so alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, let's see, I'll go through this giver first. It's going to probably be the longest, but it's easy to use. So let's just get to it. Alright, so you have 3 settings in here: region time, text name, and weapon name. So you want to hit up properties for this, and make sure you obviously have Explorer. So region time, that's going to be the time it takes to region the weapon. So like if you hit it, if you get the weapon, so you don't double get it, you get 2 or 3 in your backpack in less than a second. So I say 5 is around a good time. And text name, this is gonna be what this GUI right here will show. You can name it anything you want. You don't have to edit the GUI or anything. Just type in right here, and then when you press play or whatever, play in the server, it's gonna show it in that GUI thing. It doesn't have to be the exact weapon name, by the way. You can name it whatever you want. So in our case, I'll just name it linked sword. And as you can see, I have a few examples right here. So for this, we're going to do the sword, make it a sword giver. So I want the GUI to say linked sword, so we got that. Then we go here, and we see that the name of this is classic sword. So you want to copy the exact name of the item, and you're going to paste that into weapon name. As you can see, it's the actual weapon name here. So you go here, you paste it or type it or whatever, and then what you do then is go back to the sword or the weapon you want to use, open it up, and find the brick in there. And then in that brick, you should find a mesh. So you want to Control C, copy it, and then you want to go back in here, and you want to find the scene brick. Go into the scene brick, and then press Control Shift V. Or if you're on a Mac, you just right click and then paste into it, and that will show you the sword. So this might be too small or at a bad angle, so what you want to do then, that's you all control it from the brick, aside from the size, which I'll show you later. So you want to hit the brick, scene brick I should say, and then you want to go here into home and then rotate, and then usually have like a 1 stud, so you have a good template to base off of, or sizes like this. And I'd say that's pretty good for that rotation. And then maybe you want to make a bit down and back one, or actually 1/5 is better, more accurate. Alright, let's just do this quick. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright, then what you want to do, say, alright, this might seem too small for me, so I want to go back to this one and hit the mesh. And now you want to go to scale, and this is just to resize. So see, if you resize with the brick, it's going to stay the same. It's not going to matter. It doesn't matter what the brick size is. What you want to edit is the mesh right here. So you go there, and then you see the scale. And usually on most weapons and items, it's going to be 1 to 1 1, or it's going to be the same ratio. So what you want to do then is keep the same ratio, and to increase it, you obviously go up, so but not too much. So like 1.2 1.2. And I'm just gonna copy and paste 1.2. So now you increase the size of it, X, Y, and Z wise by a little bit. Alright, so maybe I want to make it 1.3, a little bit bigger. See, it got a little bit bigger. And it's the same ratio, so you basically just resize the sword, every side's the same. Alright, I think this looks good now. Alright, so there's the last step, is to take the sword, right click, cut, and error has occurred. Alright guys, I'll set up everything and I'll be back with you for the moment, sorry. Alright guys, what up? I'm back, sorry about that. Crashed 3 times now. And I figured out when I wanted to do Control X to cut it, that for some reason Roblox would crash. So I'm gonna hold off on that. It probably will work for you guys. It's just the current server thing. I mean, glitch that they're having. So anyways, so we had that region time set to however long we want. Text name right here, and a weapon name, actual name of the sword. All right, so now what you want to do? Cut that and paste it into lighting. Excuse me, lighting, and yeah, should work right now. So let's go ahead and test this out. Alright, yeah, so you see the GUI works. Sword's still there. Region time is about 5 seconds. And you have your sword. Alright, so that's that. Next up, mesh dropper. Alright, this is gonna be pretty cool, guys. I know you'll love it. So say I want this dropper to drop paintball guns. Alright, so it doesn't matter. I'll just go over this quick. So what you want to do is open up the paintball gun, and what you're just gonna need. By the way, this dropper is gonna drop non-usable ones. So all you need is this handle part right here. You can delete all these if you don't want to get confused. You know, put this into workspace. I'm not gonna cut this because it's gonna crash, so I'm just gonna delete. Alright, so now you have basically this brick with the mesh in it. So what you wanna go? Yeah, first you wanna go open up this dropper script. You wanna go back. Just click on the mesh so you have these settings right here. And you wanna go back to the dropper script in the tab right here. Alright, so this is what you're gonna edit. So first of all, you're gonna wanna I mean, you can set this to false. Basically, if it's true, it's gonna drop this mesh that that you want. So what you're gonna have to do is say go to mesh ID. You might have a couple different types of links in here. Like here's the newer version where it's just RBX asset, or you might have the actual link. You know, the roblox.com/ excuse me, asset ID and the numbers. You just copy all that, you know, all of it, and put it in the mesh ID right here, and then texture ID. So yeah, it's the same thing for me because this is a default Roblox sword, and we're gonna put that in here. And so the final thing that you're gonna have to edit is the part size. Usually you want it to keep it, you know, so it covers the area of the weapon that you're having, or the whatever the part is. So because if you have it like this and it spawns, it can go, you know, it can drop like this and stay like this, and you can see the barrels under. It's going to be in the conveyor. It's not going to look nice. So you want to resize it so, you know, it might fall right. Like looks pretty good. I'm going to do this quick. Custom. Make it thinner so it lands on its side. And then so yeah, so you figure out the size that you want it to be, and if you know, if you want to keep it default, you actually just keep the size of the mesh default for now. Anyways, you go back to the handle or the brick that it's in, and you go to dropper script, and then you just want to copy and paste the size. So you can literally just go here, press over here, and Control C, and then you want to find the part dot size, and you want to paste it into this parentheses brackets right here, just like that. And what I said earlier is that you want to go a bit over, so in the where it drops the drop from, So this is 4.6. We can just round it up even 5, so it doesn't spawn it, you know, inside this part right here or anywhere in the brick. And yeah, it doesn't, this dropper area brick right here, it doesn't have to be a certain size also. Alright, so let's check this out. Double check everything. And I'm gonna test it out right here. And yeah, you don't have, just don't do this. I'm gonna do it so I'm able to test it out in workspace to see if it works. Or yeah, it spawns right here. Alright, so that's how that's done. And now back to the upgrader. Or to the upgrader, I should say. This is gonna be easier. So this is what you're gonna do. It's basically the same thing. Change the, go to the script and change the mesh ID of the parts mesh ID. I mean the meshes that you want to get. So we want to make the bricks a paintball gun. So we're going to change this into this. And by default it's a sword. So you can leave it as is if you want, and you can always set this to false if you want. So you can use it for all your upgraders. And then, you know, if you don't want it, you can easily edit it. Anyways, you put the texture in here and then a mesh ID in here. And I'm gonna add a small thing quick. I'm just gonna add in a part where it checks if there's a current mesh, it's gonna remove it, and then it's gonna add in this new one. So let me just quick. I know I have to have do. If B. Alright, so this basically, what this does right here is it checks if the current part that touches it, well obviously if it has like a value in it, so meaning if it's one of the drops that was dropped by a dropper, if it has a current mesh in it, it's gonna remove it and then add in this one. So if you don't want it to remove it for some reason, you just delete this area right here. Otherwise, say this is gonna be good for if you have like this coming in, and then you want to turn this part into, you know, say a rocket. This is gonna delete this mesh, and it's gonna take the mesh that you entered in the upgrader, and it's gonna paste it into the brick that you want it to. So yeah, that's that. Pretty self-explanatory. Change the value of the brick of what it's worth, and I'm just thinking over what I may have missed. Yeah, so that's basically it, guys. You can copy the code in here and put it into your old dropper. Easily editable. And yeah, so let me know what I have missed, if I missed anything, what else you guys want, what you guys want me to clarify even more. And yeah, that should do it. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's get famous together.
Yeah.